Mark Murin here of the Text2 podcast and website. We're taking a quick look at REX Latitude, where you can strive to become a better virtual pilot. Here we see the main screen. You have the portal, operations, analysis, and radar. That's pretty much your quick start. You also have the options at the top of the screen as well. I should mention that with REX Latitude, you can simply open Latitude and begin flying to begin tracking data and getting analysis on your flights. If we jump straight to the portal, you can see a list of people who have uploaded data to the servers, and you can take a look at their experience, their earnings, and so forth. You have a choice of whether or not you want to upload your flight data after your flight to the servers or not, but the data does stay in the REX Latitude program, so you can view it later and analyze it later. For instance, in this example flight, I did one that was a poor flight, for an example. And we can jump to the score section, switch it to student pilot, which it defaulted to in the beginning. And at takeoff, you can see the ratings for takeoff and route, landing. And then if you hover over details, it'll tell you the actual details. And if we switch from student pilot to another one, say all the way up to airline pilot, watch as the categories jump up in the various areas that it analyzed. And it shows you all of those, and it changes the overall score as well based on the type of pilot you choose there. These buttons to the right are the upload flights button or exclude this flight from upload. You can click on charts and view the chart. Here we have showing the climb and the descent and so forth, and the overall pattern. On the radar, you can view everyone who is currently flying, and the pilot's names on the right, and a chat window on the bottom. The operations area, we can actually set parameters before you fly, which they recommend you do in order to boost your earnings and your scores overall. If you prepare well and understand the operations page, and you plan well, then you ultimately will fly well and get higher scores. We should mention that the flight planning section for the route distance, you should take into account any possible deviations in your flight, because if the calculated fuel burn ends up being less than the fuel actually used during the flight, that can cause deviations in your score, since landing with a 1 hour of reserves is critical to the earnings potential of a flight. And on the payload, when you specify the fuel and the passenger configurations, as you can see, if you change them, you have to hit save. And if you don't hit save, it won't save it into Flight Simulator X. Takeoff and landing configurations are what you think your flaps will be during landing. It doesn't actually set the flaps for takeoff and landing. All these will come into play and help get a better overall score at the end during the analysis phase at the end of your flight. Bottom, you can see whether or not it's connected to Flight Sim X or Prepare 3D. This is using the Sim Connect module. Latitude can run either on the Flight Sim box or on a remote laptop or other machine. Using the Sim Connect, you have to configure Sim Connect properly in order for that to work remotely. And as you fly, it will generate statistics down here on the bottom that you can watch as you are flying. And that is pretty much all there is to it. As you upload your stats, you begin your online career to compare to everyone else. This is a way to make you a better pilot overall by seeing exactly where the problems lie, and then consequently working on those skill sets. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on the web at tech-2.com.